Hi everyone, welcome to the Microsoft Expert Community Sessions. We're glad that you could join. Our goal here is to bring the best Microsoft experts to help educate you to get the most out of Microsoft technologies. In each session, we try to mix it up and focus on different topics from administration, Power Platforms, monitoring tools, Copilot, plenty of other Microsoft goodness. So we try and publish these frequently, so make sure to sign up for our newsletter, follow us on social media to get the latest. These videos also live on Ticket's website under the resource section. So my name is Paul Sutton. I'm part of the Ticket team. For those who don't know, Ticket is by Saracen and is a leading Microsoft aligned IT service management platform built for the Microsoft Cloud. Today, I am very pleased to introduce a long-term friend of ours who I've known for over 12 years. So welcome, Mr. Stoyan Chalakov. It's great to have you. And in today's session, Stoyan will be presenting an overview of Microsoft monitoring tools and a comparison, excuse me, of the various tools in the Microsoft ecosystem. And I know this is a common question. You know, we go way back to System Center and now obviously the Microsoft Cloud. So this is very topical. It's always been asked by our customers. And what better person to provide an overview? So Stoyan, do you want to take it away?
Yes. Hi, Paul, and hi, everybody. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Like already mentioned, we are going to talk about Microsoft monitoring tools. And before we deep dive into the session, let me just present myself. So my name is Stoyan. I'm very delighted to be speaking with you today. I'm a senior Microsoft or senior principal consultant and also a partner at Pone IT Consulting. We are a Swiss-based consulting company. I'm a 6-time, or actually already 7-time Microsoft Cloud and Data Center MVP and a proud father of 2 girls. My primary focus lies in private and hybrid cloud management, involving a range of technologies such as Microsoft System Center, like already mentioned by Paul, Hyper-V, Office 365, and Microsoft Azure. I specialize in topics like data center monitoring, IT service management, orchestration, and automation. However, my true passion and specialty remains monitoring, which is exactly what we will be discussing today. So going forward, let's see our agenda. So we will have a few opening words. We will discuss the Microsoft monitoring tool ecosystem, or which tools are provided currently by Microsoft in the area of monitoring resources. We will review each tool, and of course, we will review some considerations on picking the right tool for your organization. And of course, what are the influencing factors when taking the right decision. So first, let's begin by discussing the significance of monitoring in today's complex IT environments and also the importance of selecting the right monitoring tool. So monitoring is essential for ensuring optimal performance, proactively detecting issues, maintaining the reliability of your critical systems. And in every IT environment, whether large or small, monitoring infrastructure and applications, of course, is essential. As businesses increasingly rely on cloud services, diverse applications, and workloads, choosing the appropriate monitoring tool becomes a critical decision for every organization. So making an informed choice about the right tool enables organizations to efficiently manage their infrastructure, enhance, of course, user experience, and address all the emerging challenges. Our next words go into the direction of the Microsoft monitoring tool ecosystem, and when we examine it, we find various tools that may initially seem to offer similar functionalities, but they differ significantly in practice. Therefore, making the proper decision about which tool to adopt and implement requires answering some specific questions and addressing key infrastructure topics. So let's delve into the details there. So which is the right tool for me? In order to be able to answer this question, we need to understand our organization's specific monitoring needs. What do I need to monitor? In which way I need to monitor it? And of course, we need also to evaluating the features of each tool, the scalability and integration options of each tool before going for it and before deciding on the usage of it. Of course, how to take a proper decision based on my environment setup and based on the applications which I have in my organization. So it's very important to analyze your current IT environment and also not only to analyze it, but also include your future growth plans, because the tool you choose might not be suitable a couple of years later if you decide really, or if you plan to grow extensively. Of course, matching the monitoring capabilities of the tool to your organizational needs and infrastructure requirements is very, very important and of essence. And also, before taking the decision, you need to consider which factors play a key role when deciding. So you need to take into consideration what performance monitoring and, of course, alerting capabilities your tool has. You need to consider the compatibility with either on-premises, cloud, or multi-cloud environments, and of course factors like costs, ease of deployment, ease of usage, and management of the tool are very important when considering your future monitoring tool. So we continue with, we'll review each of the current, let's say, top scorers of Microsoft in the area of monitoring. And then at the end of our presentation, we'll review why or which tool should we choose in which situation or in which case. So it will be, I think, interesting at the very end of the presentation to see how the tools compare also before taking a decision there. So we'll start first with System Center Operations Manager. And System Center Operations Manager is a very, let's say, old tool which Microsoft developed over the years. And it's actually part of a very big family or very known families, the System Center family. And SCOM is one of the products there. And in the most of the cases, it's very, very attractive for all the organizations from licensing perspective, because in the most cases, when you use one of the System Center products and when you have licensed it, then all the rest of the products are actually come without any costs. Of course, SCOM is an enterprise-grade monitoring tool. So it does Windows Server monitoring. We'll see how well equipped SCOM is for this purpose. It covers all the related Microsoft technologies like SQL, IIS, DNS, DHCP, everything which comes from Microsoft. And of course, SCOM is also pretty good at monitoring cross-platform systems like Linux, Unix, etc., and of course, network devices. So it offers you the whole range of monitoring capabilities for a big or enterprise organization. SCOM is very powerful and very important, highly customizable solution. It's easy to start with and configure, needless to say, and it has the concept of management packs, which is I personally find it very, very powerful. So you have the concept of management packs. So you import a management pack. This is basic basically your whole monitoring logic related to a particular technology. So you have a management pack for SQL, for databases, you have for IaaS, you have one for DNS. So when you import it, this is like a complete solution. You get all the resources automatically discovered, you get all the monitors and rules within SCOM, and you are actually more or less ready to monitor your resources out of the box. In the area of management packs, there are many other companies which are doing management packs for SCOM, like HPE, Dell, Cisco. So if you, for example, have physical servers from HPE or Dell, you can get their management pack for SCOM in order to monitor your resources. And of course, there is a very broad community for SCOM and a lot, really tons of community management packs which offer you additional functionalities for monitoring, like log file monitoring, certificate monitoring, schedule task monitoring, all the stuff which doesn't come directly from Microsoft. So SCOM offers, of course, a lot of integration. So it has a very nice REST API, which you can talk to. You can do a lot with PowerShell, so automations or integrations with either with PowerShell or using the SDK for it. This is a very powerful concept because you can more or less integrate any applications using one of the methods listed here. And of course, it has, like every enterprise-grade monitoring tool, it has very nice dashboarding, visualizations, also third-party. There are companies which are doing this for SCOM or developing visualizations for SCOM. And SCOM also offers out-of-the-box very, very nice reporting features. So we said a lot of nice words about SCOM. If we want to stay fair, we need also to mention some of the, let's say, limitations of SCOM, because nobody's perfect, like we all know. So SCOM is often very noisy, and this is related to the concept of management packs. So you import a management pack. Let's take IaaS, for example, and out of the box, all your IaaS components are being monitored and also being alerted. So whenever you import the management packs, you gain a lot by not configuring all the monitoring yourself, but you need, let's say, some fine-tuning in order to have like a balanced alerting and monitoring experience. And of course, SCOM requires attention. So you need, like we already mentioned, some tuning of the management packs. So the standard monitoring logic, which comes with the management packs, needs to be fine-tuned. The infrastructure itself also needs some tuning and management, like DB maintenance, like updating the so-called update rollups for SCOM. And although it's easier to start with, learning SCOM is not that, let's say, that straightforward. So you have a steep, learning curve, which is also a factor which needs considering. And sometimes it's let's say, challenging to work interactively with all the data that SCOM gathers. But besides this, it's really a very nice tool, which is being worked on by Microsoft. It's being further developed. And if we want to look at the current situation of SCOM, so the current SCOM version, which we have now, is SCOM 2022 with update rollup 2. And let's shortly review what it actually offers. So we have some cloud-based capabilities, of course, Azure related, and of course, integration with Azure. We have a nice HTML-based web console, and of course, support for all the newest technologies, Microsoft and Linux oriented. So of course, enhanced Linux monitoring, Microsoft offers out of the box with SCOM, the so-called Linux and Unix management pack, or management packs, if we need to be correct. which gives you the opportunity right away to start your Linux monitoring with very in-depth monitoring capabilities. And of course, last but not least, auditing capabilities. So you have the possibility to audit different changes and security adjustments within SCOM using native tools. And there are also, of course, countless security and performance improvements so that it could be used in a modern infrastructure. So when talking about the past of or the present of SCOM, we need also to mention a few words about the future of SCOM, and of course about the future SCOM versions. So what's important here to say is that each release of SCOM and System Center in general is aligned to the release of the newest Windows Server version. So the question is what we can expect now. And as you already know, Windows Server 2025 has already been announced. This automatically means that System Center 2025 with SCOM 2025 will be on its way very, very soon. So that's what we expect from SCOM. And we've covered SCOM in a couple of slides now, and we need to now move to Azure Monitor to understand what's the, let's say, competitor, or maybe not a competitor, or maybe an ally of SCOM. So Azure Monitor is there for a long time already. So it's a cloud-based end-to-end monitoring solution that allows businesses actually to collect very, very granular performance and utilization data, not only from their cloud environments, but also from on-premises resources. So Azure Monitor can analyze the data and act on that data to proactively prevent and solve different issues. It's accessed via the Azure portal and is the best tool to monitor active subscriptions and Azure tenants currently. It leverages not only real-time monitoring capabilities of Azure metrics, but also the power of log analytics, both of which actually feed into a wide variety of insights, visuals, and also analysis tools. So this allows you to have a complete in-depth picture of your cloud real estate from a single pane of view, from a single console. Azure Monitor is also designed to be configured to monitor only the items you deem most critical, which when done properly, and this results in a lean noise and very smooth monitoring experience. So although Azure Monitor is capable of monitoring on-premise workloads, it's not the typical area where Azure Monitor is implemented. Like we already mentioned, more or less, it's most suitable for monitoring Azure Cloud Native and Azure native resources. So let's get a quick overview of what actually Azure Monitor is. So this diagram depicts its main components. So on the left side, you have all the data sources, and those are the type of resources being monitored. The data is collected from, let's say, your applications, infrastructure, Azure platform, and also from custom sources, and then is fed to the so-called data platform in form either of metrics, logs, traces, or changes. And of course, afterwards, you have this consumption section, which shows the components that actually leverage the data. So you have the insights where you can get different insights regarding your applications, containers, or virtual machines. You can visualize the data. You can analyze it with different tools. And also you can respond or automate different processes based on the data that is coming from the data platform. Some advantages at glance regarding Azure Monitor. So we already saw the architecture principles, so the data sources, platform, and consumption area. So what actually Azure Monitor does, and some advantages. So since Azure Monitor is software as a store-based solution, you're not responsible for maintaining it. This is done by Microsoft. And the biggest advantage of that is you can just start onboarding your servers for monitoring or your applications without having to worry about the scalability or design changes in capacity of the monitoring application itself. Actually, it's a very nice advantage. It's easy to set up, so it requires no installation. It's there. You just need to start with it. You don't have any cost upfront. It's very easy to manage. It has very nice and modern dashboarding because it's integrated with Power BI, and of course it leverages the power of HTML5. It has very detailed querying capabilities. So it has different tools which allows you to really query your data and also do some responses according to the data which is coming. And of course, it has very nice alert processing, integrations, and also automation capabilities. Going further with the Azure Monitor overview, let's see what kind of data we actually got gathering there. So like we already mentioned, you can gather data from your applications or custom workloads. You can gather data from your infrastructure systems, no matter operating systems or containers. You can gather the data from your whole Azure platform, from your Azure resources, subscriptions, and also tenant data. And of course, there is a variety of custom sources which you can leverage, where you can get the data from one custom source, import it in Azure Monitor, and do either visualization or analysis or response with it. And if we need to summarize the whole thing, so you have your applications which are feeding Azure Monitor, virtual machines, operating systems, containers. You can get all your security events in combination with Azure Sentinel, and of course, networking events. And of course, like already mentioned, custom sources and custom API integrations. Going further, it needs mentioning that Azure Monitor organizes the data in metrics and also logs. Those are the two types of data which is coming to Azure. And actually, metrics or Azure Log gives you visualized metrics for every resource in Azure. It's categorized by subscription, resource groups, resource type. So metrics more or less represent system performance and status in numerical values, and those are viewable. You can verify performance of applications and databases from CPU usage to average utilization percentage, etc., etc. And of course, we also have the logs. So the log data is collected by Azure Monitor and can be analyzed with different queries to retrieve, consolidate, or analyze all the collected data. You can create and test queries using log analytics directly in the Azure portal. And you can then either analyze the data or respond to it with rules or automations. So metrics are useful, very useful, because they represent some aspect of your application or system at a specific point of time, while logs on their turn are actually telemetry events organized into text records that provide additional context, which actually combined with the metrics helps you analyze and obtain the full picture in your environment. So a quick word on Azure Monitor integrations. So we'll just go shortly over this slide. It offers many different types of integrations, like you can store your data on Azure Storage. There are tons of partners which are doing integrations for Azure Monitor. Like we already mentioned, you can import data from different APIs or export data to different APIs. So we are very flexible there with Azure Monitor. There are a lot of other stuff which you can do, like automation using Azure functions. Really, you have the full integration picture here. Also, what needs considering is you can integrate Azure Monitor with Defender for the cloud, which nowadays is very, very useful. You can do it also with Microsoft Sentinel or with your Microsoft Intune ITSM tool. So enough about Azure Monitor. There is plenty of information out there. Next, we'll review our third candidate, which is called Azure Monitor SCOM Managed Instance. What is this actually? So we see here two very familiar, let's say, logos. The one is of Azure Monitor and the others of SCOM, System Center Operations Manager, sorry. And more or less, what actually SCOM Managed Instance is, it's very simply put, it's like SCOM, it's a cloud-based SCOM instance. And it's the cloud version of your on-premises System Center Operations Manager. So you might ask then, why using it? So there are different considerations here. So if your organization moves completely to the cloud and you don't have your on-premises or your data center, then you can monitor all your infrastructure using SCOM Managed Instance, and you'll have the advantage of retaining your investments in management packs, which is very, very important nowadays. Of course, it offers simplified infrastructure management, like we already saw, because it's by nature, it's SCOM. And of course, it will support you if you're migrating to the cloud. And of course, being in Azure and being managed by Microsoft, it still offers the possibility to monitor your on-premises environments by installing the traditional so-called gateway role. So it's more or less the same as SCOM, but directly in the cloud, managed by Microsoft. So from now on, whenever we mention SCOM Managed Instance, you need just to think of it like the SCOM in the cloud managed by Microsoft, and we'll see in the coming slides why this is important. This is important because we need to compare, let's say, SCOM and its partner in the cloud SCOM Managed Instance to Azure Monitor in order to be able to tell which is the right monitoring tool. So that's the essence of the whole thing. And before jumping to the comparison, a quick overview of the terms here. So in the area of visualizations, SCOM and SCOM Managed Instance, they are working with the term views. So everything is a view. And in Azure Monitor, you have workbooks, you have dashboards, and you have resource overviews. So in the area of responding to the data, in both SCOM and Azure Monitor, we have the term alert. And when we are assessing the data in Azure Monitor, we are working with insights, and SCOM, actually the term is management packs because the management pack contains all the monitoring logic. Whenever we do data analysis, monitoring data analysis, we need to get the data from the SCOM data warehouse where it's initially stored. And actually, in the case of Azure Monitor, we have the log analytics and the metrics explorer, which are giving you the option to explore both metrics and your logs in Azure Monitor. And when we are talking about application monitoring, of course, SCOM offers the so-called application performance monitoring. And application insights is the term which we use when talking about Azure Monitor. So a few facts about SCOM and Azure Monitor. So in SCOM, everything is concentrated around an object. Everything is represented in the form of an object, and we are monitoring this object, which is part of, let's say, a bigger class model. And in Azure Monitor, this is not the case. So Azure Monitor offers a more holistic view of your monitor environments, like you're getting the better overview or the big picture compared to the granular monitoring of SCOM. We'll see why this is important at a later stage. And also, SCOM, like we already mentioned, has the concept of management packs. So you import the management packs, it immediately starts monitoring all your resources which are related to this management pack. Of course, there is the need for some tuning afterwards. But compared to Azure Monitor, you don't have the concept of management packs there, but you have to start from scratch and build your monitoring logic from scratch, which in some cases might be like a disadvantage because it might be complex, it might be time consuming, but this gives you the possibility to only start with really what you need compared to the management packs where you get all the monitoring logic predefined. This is really worth mentioning here. And another slide on comparison. So with SCOM, it's sometimes difficult to analyze the data across multiple resources. Whereas with Azure Monitor, the log data is analyzed with queries. So you can create your own queries, you can test them using log analytics directly in the Azure portal, and you can also analyze the data using different tools or visualize it or respond to it. So with SCOM, we have in some occasion challenging custom data analysis. So we have some pre-configured reporting capabilities there, or pre-configured reports, which are coming or based on SQL service reporting services, compared to Azure, where we have a variety of different means for interactive and very flexible data analysis. So, with all this being said now, and with all the factors which are playing an important role, we still need to get back and just think about the big question: when to use each of those tools. And the answer here is very, very simple. It would very much depend. So you might ask, what are, let's say, the main areas where each tool is being used most commonly? And for SCOM, this is clearly monitoring of your on-premises infrastructure, your data center, your Windows servers, your Linux systems, your network devices, hypervisor, your Active Directory. It's really, I can clearly say it's the best tool for doing this, in my opinion, right now. Where compared to Azure Monitor, you can, of course, monitor your on-premises resource with Azure Monitor, but when you don't have the concept of management packs, actually, this is not the best option for you. Actually, the power of Azure Monitor is when you are doing cloud-first or cloud-only environment monitoring. So if your organization is in Azure and using all the Azure resources and is not heavily relying on infrastructure as a service, I mean virtual machines, then Azure Monitor is the tool to use. Let's shortly also see when to use SCOM managed instance. Like already said, SCOM managed instance is the same like SCOM, but in the cloud. So if you don't want to do database maintenance, database management, or you don't have the means for that, the best option for you would be to take SCOM managed instance directly in the cloud, which is managed by Microsoft, all the databases, all the management servers, and you are using it as a service. So this being said, those are the main, let's say, implementation scenarios for those tools. But what I will encourage you to do is to go on Microsoft Learn if you want to have really very in-depth comparison, and then go to the monitoring platforms overview page of Microsoft Learn. This is a very broad article which compares all the possibilities regarding cloud and on-premises monitoring, all the tools that we just mentioned, and gives you additional considerations which we haven't covered during this presentation. And very important, one more article which is essential here when talking about monitoring, Microsoft monitoring tools, and it's the so-called hybrid cloud monitoring article from Microsoft Learn, where you get a comparison in form of a table and very detailed lists to the different requirements that your organization might have and how each requirement is covered with a different tool. So I will encourage you before taking any decision, or if you want to just get a better overview, more detailed overview of all the monitoring tools, just to go there and really take a look at those articles. They will give you really the whole picture, how an in-depth picture, how each tool is related to the other. So all this being said, you might ask, yeah, what will be the case if my organization is hybrid? So this is like the most common scenario nowadays. And as we all know, hybrid, there is another cliche, it will be there for many, many years. So many organizations will have their on-premises or their data center, but still use many resources or many different functionalities from Microsoft Azure. So that is why we, the monitoring experts, when we are asked in most cases, what tools should I use? Should I use Azure Monitor or SCOM? No matter if SCOM on-premises or SCOM managed instance, we always say they are really better together. So it's like a love story, SCOM and Azure Monitor. So it is not a decision which you need to take. It's one or the other, but the best option and also the best value for your organization will be provided if you use them both. So when you integrate Azure Monitor and SCOM, something greater comes out. So they complement each other very well, and they bridge the gaps. So SCOM bridges the gaps of Azure Monitor and the other way around, which at the end leaves you with very detailed and let's say deep monitoring solution, which consists of those tools. And about using them together, what are the benefits of this? So in overall, you have more useful data. So if you replace Azure Monitor with SCOM where you need it, and the other way around, of course, this gives you many benefits. So they're complementing each other, like we already mentioned. So Azure Monitor is, if we put it this way, is the way to work around the limitations of Operations Manager. And I could easily say also the other way around. Like we already mentioned, Azure Monitor has some difficulties when it comes to database monitoring, IaaS, and other related technologies. And this is actually the technology which SCOM can cover very well. So using them together, you have better data analysis options. So the combination of Power BI used in Azure Monitor and SQL reporting services gives you a very nice reporting capability. And also you have an improved alerting experience when you're combining those solutions. So you get your infrastructure alerts from SCOM, you get your Azure native, cloud native environment alerts from Azure Monitor. And because they integrate, you have a single pane of glass where you can see all the data and you can interact with it. Of course, you have a specialized tool for each environment type. So you have your tool for on-premise workloads, you have your tool for your cloud functionalities, and each tool covers it the best way it can. So each tool does its job, and at the end, by using it in combination, you gain the most from both worlds. And of course, so you have really advanced in-depth monitoring when you're using SCOM there, where you don't have Azure Monitor solutions to cover the respective technology. Like already mentioned, you have the SQL management pack for SCOM. You import it, you get, that's I think the biggest management pack in SCOM currently. So we have very in-depth monitoring for all your databases. You're covering all your aspects. Something which is not easily done with Azure Monitor. So again, this comes to show how good the combination of both is. All right. So this was currently my last slide. I hope you could get a nice overview of Microsoft's current competitors in the Microsoft monitoring world, and I hope you get some idea which tool does what and how to use them. So the essence is we don't need to choose from one or the other two. The best would be to combine them both, and so that they cover their respective area, and that's how we get the most out of it. This being said, I will encourage you, if you have any questions related to either of those tools, or if you just want to contact me or exchange some information regarding Monitor, you can find me in Twitter or X, and also on LinkedIn. And also I'm blogging frequently about monitoring, mainly about SCOM, SCOM Managed Instance and Azure Monitor on my blog page. And with this, I think my presentation is done. I'll be very glad if you contact me. If you have questions, I'll be glad to answer them. And now getting back to Paul.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Great job. And I'm glad that they work together. I think everyone likes a love story. So that's a good way to end a presentation. And as Stoyan said, if you want to connect with him, then obviously his details there. If you want to connect with Ticket, then feel free to contact us as well. And then I know you covered a lot of information there. Is there any other resources or places where you'd recommend people to go?
Yes, there is. There are two, let's say, sources which I would recommend if you want to start your journey in the Microsoft monitoring world. So, like we already saw on two of the slides, there is the Microsoft Learn platform, which is the official Microsoft documentation, which is I'm really convinced that it's very detailed and very well maintained. Simply because I'm part of one of the teams which is doing this, especially for SCOM. So we are constantly improving the content there. We are putting updated information there, and you can find all the information you need regarding this. And of course, there is also the Microsoft Q&A platform, which is the new Microsoft forum platform, where if you have any question related to either Azure Monitor or SCOM Managed Instance, you can just go ahead and paste paste your question there, and in a matter of a couple of hours, you'll get very nice reply. I'm pretty sure about it because I'm also one of the guys who is responding there. So it's really a nice source to use if you have questions related to those platforms. And last but not least, the community. And because those are Microsoft tools, the community is huge. So no matter if SCOM or Azure Monitor, there are thousands of very good specialists which are writing blog articles, providing resources. So you just can go out there, Google it, and you'll find plenty of resources out there.
Right, right. And that's great. That's a lot of information. And thank you again for your generosity on sharing your time and this information. I know this would be super helpful for lots of people out in the community. So I think that is a wrap. We've covered a lot today. And yeah, once again, if you have questions, that slide tells you how to get in contact with us. We'd love to hear from you. And yeah, thanks again, and look forward to seeing you all on the next session. Okay, bye now.
Bye, everyone.